Right, hello everyone. My name is Will, and I live and work in Luton. And as I think I've already said a few times in previous videos, I think Luton's a great place to live and work, and therefore I'm speaking to local businesses, local heroes, local whoever within Luton that I can get my hands on really, just to have a chat and give you something to do in your spare time and something to watch. So hopefully you'll learn some things along the way as well about Luton. So today I'm with Eddie from the Pines Hotel and Pub in Luton on Marsh Road, isn't it, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, Marsh Road. Really just wanted to let Eddie enlighten us as to how this is all affecting him and what he likes about Luton. So Eddie, can you tell me, what do you love about Luton? I mean, you've obviously grown up here and you've got a business here, so.
Yeah, well, Luton is a fantastic place to live, work in, with family. It's a truly amazing place for work. Obviously, we've got the airport. I'm involved in renting property too. Fantastic place, to be in business. There's lots to do. Obviously, it gets a bad press. But tell me a town that doesn't get any bad press, but you dig deep into Luton, the people of Luton, you're not going to find any better.
No, I think you're right. I think we've both gone to school here, grown up here, so we're used to it. Sometimes people come in from outside and take a quick snapshot, and they don't see the real Luton, do they?
No, exactly. You're looking on the news in that. I started off at school in St Joseph's. Yeah. And obviously we went on to Cardinal Newman. Cardinal Newman as a community is huge. You used to go out to town, like Barmy, Amigos, Yates's, on a Thursday night. It was booming, absolutely booming. And everybody was out, was Cardinal Newman. It was fantastic,
Try and explain that to the lads in my office who are all Newman, but they're 21, 22. Charlie, for instance, who's always in the Pines, I say, look, there was about 1 million pubs that were open and nightclubs and everything, Thursday through to Monday, and they don't understand.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, you used to be able to go out Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. You'd go to storage on a Friday to get a new shirt, haircut. You'd always be out.
Yeah, chances of getting a haircut now, I think, are slim, aren't they? You know where to get a haircut.
Very slim, yeah, very, very slim.
Great.
Or a shirt, even.
Yeah, or a shirt, yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe a Tesco's one, but other than that, you're likely to get one. Now, I think you're probably best known for running and owning the Pines, right? That's certainly what I would know you as, Eddie from the Pines, if you like. I think people definitely have taken the Pines to heart because it's still a pub that's open for one.
But unfortunately, it's not still open at the minute.
No, yeah, agreed. But
as a pub in general, yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, why do you think that the people of Luton taking the Pines to heart and your place is still going strong as others have closed down?
Well, predominantly we're an Irish pub, and based in Luton with a huge Irish community that it has. Years ago, we used to have a bar called Eddie's Bar, which my dad started 31 years ago now. That's a long time. I was 4 when that opened. And then it was, our age group's parents that were drinking. Yeah. Now, coming through the ranks is their children and potentially their grandchildren. It's and with the Irish connection, it's a strong bond. You go anywhere in the world, and the Irish have a huge footprint in pubs.
Yeah, and they still like drinking, right? Where a lot of people kind of.
Well, that's it. Yeah, well, it does help as well. But the Irish heritage is a huge puller. And it's just a fantastic family to be a part of.
Yeah, I think there's a huge. Whenever I go in there, I always recognise people from Newman as well, which obviously an Irish-esque school, isn't it? So, I mean,
yeah, definitely.
I'm named Walsh, so I think I qualified, but I think that's like great granddad somewhere. So.
Yeah, well, we just need to teach you how to drink more wine.
Listen, I think some of my staff's wages practically go in half of it on the Pines. Definitely Charlie's and some of the other young lads as well. So I think
we're happy to take it off them. The more houses you sell, the more money they've got to drink.
That's very true. I'm sure when Charlie watches this, he'll be he'll be pining to get back in, literally, because he's told me tonight he's got his 4 red stripe and he's sitting in his bedroom playing PlayStation with his friends. So yeah, he's
well, hopefully he's keeping 2 meters apart, or he's on the internet.
On the internet, I assume. Yes, I think so, mate. I think it's on the internet. But now, I think personally, having been in the Pines, we've had a couple of work nights out in there and stuff. All the guys love it. They prefer that than going into London or whatever, because it's always a great atmosphere. So I think you've got a great place there, mate, and hopefully come out the other side of this and you have a massive party. And
yeah, well, I've already been speaking to a few of them, like a few lads and a few acts, to see can we actually, once this is all over, we'll have a huge day party, you know, because I think pubs as a whole, you know, are sort of having a bit of a hard time before this even.
Yeah, definitely.
But generally, I think, you know, from what I've seen on Facebook and reading different bits and bobs is, you know, I think pubs will have a bit of a revival after this, you know. You know, I think there's the saying, you don't miss one you've got until it's gone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think there'll be a bit of a U-turn for pubs, which is good. You know what I mean? And hopefully it'll come into the summer, you know, there'll be lots on. People will just be itching to get out.
Yeah, no, I think you're 100% right. I think lots of things are going to change after this, and it is really a wake-up call that people need for just doing simple things in life. I think I was speaking to the guy at the gym yesterday, Richard, and he's saying one of the biggest things people start doing is actually cooking dinner at home and having lunch at home, rather than, like I do, go out to Tesco's every day, get a meal deal or whatever, and spend time there. And do you know what I mean? Eat at home, and that's a massive change that people just don't do. It seems like a sensible thing to do, but they just don't do it. Generally, eat with their family. Whereas I am.
Yeah, well, I got a couple of family members staying with me, and my dad had an operation a little while ago, and my sister come over in January to look after him. So we're all living in my house at the minute. But to sit down and have a Sunday dinner, we never did. Like, I work every Sunday at the Pine, and you know, and to have a sit down dinner with everybody, I was like, I think I could count on 2 fingers. Yeah. I was probably a child when I'd done this bit before. You know, I haven't done it in years, and even taking my, you know, things you take for granted, like going for a walk on the bike with your children. Like, you don't do it with normal times. You know what I mean? You go somewhere, you go to a park, like a play centre, but just to get out and Warden Hill, you know, it's fantastic.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think everyone's realising slowly that this is a massive change that maybe they needed. Maybe the world is resetting itself slightly, and people are resetting themselves as well, I think.
Yeah, I don't know whether everyone in Luton, business-wise, will be lucky enough. You know, the shops are absolutely getting hammered at the minute. They're loving it, you know, money-wise. But I don't know if the high street will be the same. Well, our lives won't be the same after this, you know, for sure. No, definitely things will change.
Yeah, it's hard for everyone. I mean, I think us as a business, as an estate agent, we've always said, look, we're going to have 4 or 5 months' money in the bank in case the market crashes and we need to get out. Well, that's looking like not enough right now. We need to get out of this sooner rather than later. And we think we're in quite a good footing to come out of this the other side. But there'll be a lot of businesses, not just estate agents, but anyone that are running month to month, literally, like hand to mouth.
Yeah. Like I heard something this morning that next, as you know, you think these huge guys, like you look at Richard Branson, Virgin, next to selling one of their biggest warehouses in the country to pay for this like downtime. You'd think that companies like that would have so much financial backing, but you know, how many shops have they got? How many rates are they paying? Like that one in Gypsy Lane must be colossal rates.
Yeah, I know.
And the rent.
Extortionate. I guess they've got to do what everyone else is doing. Us and you alike just got to muddle through and find a way through it. And that's what we're doing. That's what brought me to Facebook platform, to speak to people, just to understand what everyone else is doing. I can learn something, other people can learn something, people of Luton can learn something as well, and hopefully come and visit me or you and the other businesses that are on here and say thank you to the people that are doing a great job, because I haven't spoken to a nurse or a doctor yet, but that is probably my plan. Older one, but I know they're all really busy at the minute, but just want to get to know what it's like on the ground, I guess.
Like I just remember slightly that when we had a slight recession before, you know, and everyone had a bit of a hard time, but my dad's words were, keep your bills paid, you know, and if you can keep your bills paid, keep your head down, you'll get through it, you know, keep the essential bills paid. Like, because involved, like with Sky TV at the minute at the pub, you know, we pay colossal monthly tariffs, you know, but Sky have been very good. They've cancelled all of that. You know, we're speaking to the bin people yesterday. Obviously, the government are helping out, you know, but, you know, it's challenging times.
It is. It definitely is. I think all we can do is get together, work together, and support each other's businesses the other side, I think. So I'll certainly be coming into the Pines and having a drink after this.
Hopefully I'll be coming to buy a nice house.
You've got a nice house already, you just bought one, so maybe a rental or something, or maybe you'll need us to find you a tenant. Doesn't sound like it at the minute. It sounds like you've got people crying out for houses, have you? Some people that you're after.
Yeah, well, at the minute, there's been a few people actually on Facebook, which you put me in touch with someone like Chantel.
Yeah.
And she was good. She come back to us straight away. And there was a couple of other local people that have got some premises coming available at the end of the month. Obviously, there's no movement on sales or rents for 3 months, I believe. You can't evict anybody. But my only worry is that people are going to abuse the system.
Yeah. Do you know what? There's not a law stopping us from renting properties, but we're being very sensible about it. So if you've got someone that wants to rent someone, Chantel's got videos of all our properties. She'll send them the videos. If they want to take it, there's a key safe outside the property. We'll do all the paperwork remotely and they can just get the keys outside the property. So it's not perfect, but if we've got people that really want a property and we've got a property sitting empty, we're trying to make it work. So if you've got people, we're trying to make it work for them. So that's the Pines and kind of you. I'm asking everyone some questions just about Luton, just so I get a broad picture as to what people are thinking about Luton. So what one thing would you say that you would change about Luton if you could, and what one thing would you keep the same?
That's a big question. It's a big question. Well, I've had first-hand experience. When you run a pub, especially an Irish pub, it's a huge community. I've seen firsthand the generosity of individuals, companies. I've been lucky enough to be involved with some fundraising things where we've raised in excess of 100,000 quid between a few people, and we've done auctions in the Pines for a young lad that died, and we raffled off a buggy, an auction. Like, I have the privilege sometimes of doing auctions for people, and they would ask me to come and do some. I was in Luton Who before, and down at the Venue 360, we're heavily involved with the Mayo Association, the Galway Association. Unfortunately, they've folded now, but the Mayo Association is still going strong, which they give thousands and thousands of pounds annually to different charities in England and in Ireland. To be a part of that firsthand is quite heartwarming. Changing. Well, oh my goodness, what would you change in Luton? The Luton Mall isn't the prettiest of sights to walk through, but how do you change that? Luton Town Football Club are obviously trying their luck with Newlands Park. That's just up the road from me.
Yeah, I think that'll go.
And I think Luton needs that. Luton needs Luton Town. It needs Luton Town Football Ground. The revival of that area. Yeah, it's huge. It needs it.
Yeah, I think we're well on our way to getting it as well. It's just the new ground, all that area around where Vauxhall used to be, where IBC is, up that kind of Vauxhall Way area. Once that's all regenerated, that side of town will be lovely.
But if you look at the price of flats there, though, it's stupid, absolutely stupid. But as you say, for like the MK Don Stadium, have you been out that area?
Yeah.
And you've got the pubs, the shops, all the restaurants. Luton is crying out for something like that. Like, I go to Stevenage quite a bit, out to TGI's. I bring the kids to the cinema and that, and that's really good out there. But Luton, where do you go in Luton apart from the Galaxy?
You probably don't want to go there either. I think the biggest problem, and when we were speaking a while ago to the people that are developing the Luton Stadium, one of the biggest problems in Luton is people don't spend their money in Luton. They go out to Milton Keynes, they go out to Watford, they go out to Stevenage, like you just said. Just because
exactly. Well, there's nothing to keep you in Luton. Nothing decent to keep you in Luton. But even on a Saturday night, you get on a train. You can get on a train from Leagrave to St Albans for £3.80, I think it is. It's and St Albans is a bloody good night out.
Yeah.
But Luton Town as a set night out, as we said years ago, was amazing. But where does everyone go? Like, the drinking habits of people have changed enormously.
Yeah, I think they have. I think it's definitely something that, as you say, hopefully will change and do a U-turn soon. Soon after this finishes. Eddie, I've got one final question for you, if that's okay. Give me one word that you would use to describe Luton and Luton's people.
Colourful.
Colourful. Yeah. I guess working in the pub, that's definitely something you see a huge amount of.
I see a few colourful characters weekly You know, it's.
I think some of the regulars look colourful when I come into the Pines. There, kind of.
Yeah, some of them sometimes green, unfortunately, but no. But generally, you know, we're very lucky in the Pines. We've got some good people. Like we've got a few other bars in town that are leased out. But no, generally, Luton has been extremely good to us, and I wouldn't change it.
Fine, okay. Eddie, one other question you may or may not know. Is there anyone else that you think we should speak to? Business owners, local great people that are doing great things. For instance, we're speaking to Noah in a couple of days, the charity in the town centre. I've messaged Luton Irish Forum today actually as well to try and speak to them. Anyone that you think that we should speak to that would be good just to give a broad spectrum of what they're doing in Luton?
Oh, what, charity-based?
Charity, a particular person, anyone that's doing great things really.
Yeah, I think Elaine Cruz is. She works with the Mary Seacole Foundation. I don't know, are you aware of Elaine Cruz?
We've done some charity work for them before. I can't remember what it was, but we used to be part of a networking group that did charity work for them. So yeah, I'll speak to them.
Yeah, like I think Mary Seacole are trying to do some good things in Luton at the minute. You know, they need some help. I don't know about the food bank.
Yeah.
Michael Cunningham, he's into construction.
Yeah.
He would love to talk.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends are in construction. Do you know what I mean? But Michael Cunningham, he would love to talk.
Yeah. Well, we used to be very good friends when we went to St Martin's, so I'll reach out.
Look, there you go.
And have a chat with me. Have a chat with him shortly, too, hopefully. But listen, Eddie, thank you for your time today. Certainly, I think you're doing great things in the Pines. I know you've been doing things in the background as well, donating stuff to the hospital, I see, recently, didn't you? Right?
Oh, yeah, well, you just try and do your... I've got my ceiling lights, I don't know if you can see them, they're blue for the NHS. We were out clapping last night.
Yeah, everyone's out clapping. I mean, that's just something that's unheard of. Never was
fantastic.
The whole street
super
together. I mean, I don't even
It's crazy, you know? Very good.
Yeah, it's great. But listen, I hope everything goes well for you, and I hope that your family and friends and whatnot stay safe as well. And then just one last message to the people of Luton. If there is anyone that you would like us to speak to or interview, or any suggestions that you have to improve what we're doing on here, this is for you and for us. So I'm enjoying doing it. I'm enjoying speaking to people. But also, on the same breath, if anyone thinks there's something that could be improved or something you'd like to get involved in helping us with, we're more than happy to do that as well. One thing we could do is someone to edit the videos, because I'm doing it myself and it's not brilliant at the minute, but it is what it is. So leave any comments in the box below, and then when the Pines reopens, we'll get back on here and do an announcement to tell everyone where it is, Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll do a big party.